It's another beautiful Wednesday here, and we again are going to be having conversations around closing. And as you all know, closing is too important. Closing is too important for you to ignore. And we're having this conversation today. It was supposed to be, we're not supposed to look at closing now, but following the conference that we had and then the master class, it was only important that we look at the subject matter of closing. And who was in the master class? Let me quickly be sure that those who are the reason we are having the conversation of closing today are around.
We are here,
If
sir.
you are around and you are here because of that master class, let me know. Let me hear from you.
We are here, sir.
All right, great. Good.
We are here.
Great. Now, so what it will mean is that what we are planning to look at today and other classes would definitely have to look at them moving forward. All right. And so for those of you who are new, my name is Raymond Ijoma, and I am the lawyer at the Realtor Executive Masterclass. Can anybody still hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, great. So yeah, this is my name is Raymond Ijoma, and this is brought to you by Fortreal Academy, Nigeria's #1 real estate learning platform. Right, we're here for you. We have a masterclass, a paid masterclass, and we also host these free classes every Wednesday by 3 p.m. so that you can learn as much as you can learn. So let's get right into the conversation because it's a very, you know that we have to live here exactly 45 minutes. This class holds for only 45 minutes every Wednesday. So let's get right into the conversation. So I see people talk about closing and we ignore a very important area that happens or a very important element that should happen before closing. I need you to follow me carefully. Your closing rate is as important as the quality of people who reach out to you. If there is any area that any realtor should pay critical attention to, is where those leads are coming from. What is your lead generation mechanism? You can't say you want to close. So, for example, I don't have a board, but in the masterclass, all of this were properly explained. So, we have a concept we refer to as a sales funnel, right? And what the sales funnel simply entails is that on the top of the funnel, we have a wider space. Let me use that phrase, right? And then below the funnel, you have a very little hole where the water or whatever it is comes down from, right? And then that top, you can say, for example, have 1,000 leads, 1,000 people reach out to you. What it technically means is that as time continues to pass, the people who come out, which as it were is the payment, the alert, are always smaller than those who come in. So the sales funnel is simply another receiving mechanism that tells you that not everybody who reaches out to you will buy from you. All right, sorry. So the first thing you must understand is the fact that not everybody who reaches out to you is going to buy from you. At least not every one of them will buy today. Some of them you'll have to accept that they are just time wasters. Some of them are window shopping. Someone called me yesterday from, is it France or whatever, and says that, in fact, from our first statement, I just would not want to take her seriously. But of course, I have to do what she wanted, because that may be me assuming wrongly. And she starts by saying that she's an investor. She has bought properties in Lagos. She has done that one. She has bought properties in Abuja with other realtors, but she likes to work with more than one realtor per time. I'm like, does that even make sense to be telling me at this point? How am I going to take it seriously when you're already telling me that you are almost just coming to window shop with me? right? So these are the kind of, so that's the one that tells you. Some of them will not tell you. They just want to check prices here and there. And there's some of it. Okay, so I have somebody who, I mean, he's a developer right now. He, at a point, wrote a letter to a top developing firm as well and made a proposal that he wanted to buy a massive expanse of land. They wrote letters. But this guy was just writing those letters by faith. He didn't even have 1 naira. So that was him just testing, he's setting his mind that I have capacity to buy this. So the truth is, you might even have written letters, written emails with the hope that somebody is planning to buy from you. But all of them were maybe faith attempts, or some of them were expecting money. An idea just came, a transaction was just initiated, and all of a sudden, this guy just feels like he's going to buy 5 hectares of land, and he reaches out to a realtor, right? So a lot of people reach out, a lot of people search on the internet just to, in fact, some of you may have gone to car parks where they park cars or sell cars to price with faith. True or true?
True, sir.
Let me get something right now. Very true, right? You do not have 100,000 in your account and you went to go and price a car of 5 million, 10 million. You have done it, Abi.
Me, I've not
Has
done it.
anybody
Though. I
done
know
it here?
I don't want beating.
Sorry?
I've not done it.
Yes, I have done it.
Okay, good. So what that simply means is that you too have to accept that some persons are reaching out to you by faith. So you need to accept that reality so that first of all, you don't get discouraged by the number of people who reach out to you and eventually do not have anything to show up for after the conversation. So in looking at the subject matter of closing, I like to start as a foundation by laying on the fact that first, you must pay attention to where this client, that's why some realtors, they reach out to you or to me and they say they have a property. The next question I always ask, or first question I always like to ask is, where did you get this client? Where did you get this client? Or how did this client discover you? You must always don't just assume a client just came. If you are not sure of where the client is coming from, in fact, always make sure you know where a client is coming from, so that you know whether you need to put in more effort into that channel. You might be selling across Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and all of that, or different platforms. Not all of them will give you the best, or not all of them may give you the best. But when you now discover that most of your clients are coming from Instagram, then at that point, you need to channel a lot of energy. You need to 10x whatever you are doing that is bringing those clients from Instagram, because that can be indicative of the fact that Instagram is your pool, right? Instagram may be your pool, right? So you need to always know where they are coming from. So the moment you establish where they are coming from, the next question you have to ask yourself is, okay, so just as a bit of an idea, from my experience, there are some countries that you should take very seriously anytime they call you. It doesn't mean all of them have the money and all of them are going to buy from you. But the moment somebody reaches out to you from US, UK, Canada, should I add Australia? Let me put Germany first before Australia. The moment somebody reaches out to you from either of these countries, just have a bit of an indication that this might be serious. Maybe not today, but tomorrow. Does that make sense? Did anybody hear me?
Yes,
please.
I heard you.
Great. So in now
Yes, please, I heard you.
properly answering the question of where are these people coming from, you now have to now try as much as I can. Maybe I don't ask them directly. I already now know the numbers, right? So once anybody is coming from the UK, I know that this is UK. When you call from Canada, I know this is Canada. If you call from US, I know this is US. So I don't bother asking. Even in the beginning, where I did not know the numbers, well, if either I can be using my other phone to check where is this number calling from and all of that, I may not directly ask you where are you calling from, that kind of thing. Because that's just my personality. So establish where these people are coming from, because the quality of where they are calling from will also determine whether that lead is a quality lead or not before you even now go to the conversation of closing. Now, the moment they now reach out based on closing, and the second element that will help your closing rate increase is if you did effective marketing. Yes. The second reason why your closing rate will increase is if you did what I refer to as effective marketing. And if you have been a member of this class or you have been consistent with this class, you will understand that I have taught you that there are three ways, as it were, that people market real estate. The first is just flyers. The second is videos that permit me to say that they are shabby. For example, you just pick your phone. Hello, this is Raymond Estate, located at Airport Road, and 500 square meters is going for 5 million. Reach out to the number showing somewhere on your screen. You are gone. You are out, right? So that is video, but it's not the best. Somebody else can do something else. I gave an example during the masterclass of how everybody can shoot a video just like I just did. Another person decides to look at the legalities or look at the reason. They'll do a video, a special video where he or she talks about 7 reasons why you should buy a property in this location. And in that 7 reasons, one of the reasons is the fact that this is happening, this is government infrastructure here, this is that, and all of this is going to make this place develop. Or the person also adds reasons like government just approved so and so amount of money to make this place, to do roads in this particular place. When you look at that kind of video, it is different from just raising your phone and doing 500 meters for 5 million. Right? So if you have done effective marketing instead of just marketing, at that point, your closing rate will increase again, because what you would have realized is that somebody who may have watched that video to the end already comes with a higher percentage of interest and readiness to buy, because you almost would have watered the person's appetite in such a way that this guy is coming with so much interest and readiness to buy this product. But when you do shabby videos, right, and then in the course of this person calling you and asking questions, you now provide certain information that never made any sense to him, it's just going to say it's going to get back to you. And getting back to you is another way of saying, I'm not interested anymore, because you did not do effective marketing. Am I with you? Is somebody following me up to this point?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right? Is this making sense? Is this making
Yes,
sense?
sir.
Yes, please.
Yes, sir. It's
Yes,
making
please.
sense.
Right?
We are
So we
learning.
need to be able to look at all of these steps before we now even go to how to close. We can't skip it. Skipping it is like wanting a fine house on a very wrong foundation. So by the time you have done effective marketing and you have done it in such a way that this guy, in fact, there are some videos that some persons will do while you are watching the video, you just love the property. You just are falling in love with the property already. You are smiling watching the video. That is energy. That is the ability. In fact, I think that's why during the course of the conference, one of the things I said was that one of the things, or one of my 7 power elements, 7 power tools, as it were, is under the skill part. I mentioned communication skills. There's a way you can use words. There's a way you can create words. There's a way you can script words and just put smile on somebody's face. Right? So these are the things we have to develop so that you don't just do a video and we're not even talking about those of you who are shy. So all of you, if you are shy, just leave the WhatsApp group, please. Just leave this WhatsApp group right now, because I've not even come to your point. I'm talking about those who can do the video, but you just have to do it well. You have to do it differently. You have to use words. Use words to just permit me to use the word romance into these people's accounts. Right? So when you are done with that, this man now reaches out to you. Then we now begin to look into the issue of closing directly. And at that point, we can now begin to look at the A to Z of closing. And the first A to Z here, or the first one here, is ask the right questions. Ask the right questions. Somebody shouldn't just put a call across to you, and the moment the person calls, you begin to talk. Hi, my name is Raymond Ijoma. I got your number on YouTube. Tell me what you have. I mean, except of course, if what you have is just one land. If what you have is just one land, then it's okay to start talking. This woman called me yesterday. She just called and said, after she did all the talking she did, and then she now said that I should send her what I have. And I had to tell her that, permit me, madam, let me step backward a bit. We have a lot of products, and it is best I know what you're looking to achieve. So I don't just say, it is best I know what you're looking to achieve, or I want to know what you want. I try to also go further as quick as possible to make this guy give the person options. So for example, practical way I get to talk to these clients. I say, permitting to step backward a bit, ma'am. I like to know what you're looking to achieve. I like to know what you want to, or why you're making this decision. Is it something you want to buy and keep for a while, or do you want to buy and build almost immediately, or you're looking for a commercial project? I like to know what you're looking to buy so that I'll be able to share the list of products that we have that we fit into what you're looking to buy, or what you're looking to get out of this. So at that point, the question is thrown back at the client. And there are some of them, of course, like I said, all of this can happen in different scenarios and at different times based on who is calling and based on people you're having the conversation with. So at that point, for example, let me just stick to this typical example of what happened yesterday that the woman called. So she requested that I should just send her what I have. And I told her that we have a lot of products right now. And because of the number of products that we have, it wouldn't make sense for me to just send all of them to you. I need to be able to know what you want, why you're making the decision, what you want to achieve. You want to buy and build, you want to invest in it, or what are you looking to achieve? And then I ended by saying, so that I will be able to share with you at least top 3 of the best products that fit into what you want, that fit into that specification that you're going to give to me. At that point, the client will definitely give you what you want. And then, of course, she did. She gave me what she wanted, and I told her that is absolutely fine. I'm going to share the videos with you of the 3 products that fit into what you're looking at. But the reason I also did that, the reason I said I will share with her, ordinarily, I would have told her right then on that call. The reason I said I would share it with her on WhatsApp is because, first, I was driving. Secondly, I wasn't interested. Just to be frank with you, right? But if it was a deal that my spirit and everything I'm interested in doing this, what I would have done is to break it down with her right on that call. I'll give her, so based on what you just told me, ma'am, the first option my first option will be estate A. Then I'll give her all of the reasons why estate A is my first price or my first suggestion, right? And at the end of it, I do not mention price in the beginning. Please, realtors and brokers and real estate professionals, price should not be your first point of call in having conversations with clients. Pricing should not be your first point of call. I do understand when you post a video and the first thing that the guy or what they usually will ask is, how much is this? If you don't have an option and you have to tell the person the price first, right? If you have an option, always mention your price last. But where, for example, you don't have an option, the moment you mention the price, give enough information that will help not only to justify that price, but that will also help to make that price look nice and affordable and highly discounted for. So for example, I do some videos that I put online, and I say stuff like, I tell you the landmarks, tell you this, tell you that one, to do all of the nice talking, sweet mouth them and all of those things. And at the end of the day, I would say something like, I believe with all of these things I just said, you would be expecting that this is going for like 5 million, but to be frank with you, or it will shock you to know that this is going for 3 million, or it will shock you to know that this is going for 5 million, even though this is supposed to be going for 10 million or 20 million or even more, as the case may be, depending on how the thing comes to your head, right? But the goal that you must always achieve as a realtor, the goal you must always pay attention to and want to always achieve, is that you have a conversation with this client in such a way that by the time you are mentioning the price, the guy feels, or you should talk in such a way that the guy is expecting big money already. But by the time you mention the price, the guy now feels like, oh, wow, this is nice. I was expecting so and so in my mind, but I mean, I don't know if this making sense. Somebody should talk to me. Somebody should talk to me.
Yes, sir. It's making sense.
You're making so much sense.
Great sense.
Somebody should use a sentence, a long sentence, to talk to me.
Of course, you're making sense. And we are touched by this. We are sure that at the end of this meeting or gathering, we'll be able to make great impact. Thank you so much, sir.
Great. Right? So the idea, or the first thing, I cannot overemphasize this. I cannot overemphasize it. I don't know. I don't. So, in fact, with all I've said so far, do you agree that communication is a powerful tool?
Yes, I agree so much.
Yes,
Communication is
Very
key.
powerful.
Yes, sir.
Very powerful.
Agree, sir. Communication
So
is
you
very
also
important.
now agree with me that you may have to go and work more. I mean, we all have to keep doing that. So if you don't feel comfortable, or if you are not quite satisfied with how you speak and how you communicate, then you have to keep learning and keep improving on your communication skills. Who is with me on that?
I'm with you,
I'm
sir.
with you, sir.
I'm with you on
I'm
this.
with you on that 100%.
Great. So you have to learn how to use those words in such a way
I
that
think I really need this. That
the
communication
guy
skill. Yeah.
is expecting this thing to be 10 million, and you are telling him it is. In fact, see, let me tell you something. So I did a video today. I don't know if a client is watching, but I did a video today. And the video, I mean, the estate naturally doesn't charge for documentation. Naturally, they also give 6 months interest-free payment plan, right? But Raymond will not say just say interest-free payment plan. Raymond will not just say is. I would say that we had to specially negotiate free documentation for you, exclusively for Fortreal Limited. In addition, you are also getting a 6 months interest-free payment plan. But another person will just have that same fact and not know how to use it right. For the client who didn't get that at any point, they want to say, I need discount. And then Raymond will say, this is highly discounted for. In fact, to be frank with you, if you permit me to be say something on a very light note, it is unfair for you to be asking for a discount, because at this point we will be feeling cheated to be giving you this price, because part of what we are doing, especially as a company, is that the company is supposed to, the developers of this project is supposed to charge so and so amount, 10% for this, 10% for that, but because of what we do and how close we are to these developers, we have to specially negotiate for you to pay only for the land and not pay anything for documentation. So that takes away 10% plus another 10%. That gives you 20% in your pocket. So you are not paying for all of that. How sweet does that sound? Oh God.
Come on, you dey bust my brain this evening. Oh, thank you so much for this information. Honestly.
That's how to do this thing. Your goal. So even if this is where we end, it's fine. We have A to Z. Like, I mean, the A to Z is A to Z of closing. There is A to Z. Every point has its own this thing. But let's take here and emphasize it. Your goal as a realtor, your goal as a closer is to make every client feel like they are buying this thing at the best price they will ever see it anywhere in the world. That is your goal. If you can pay attention to that in your mind, it will help you in closing. It will help you to keep clients loyal to you, because that's one of the essence of every transaction. To make a guy move from just having a transactional relationship with you to developing that kind of relationship with you, that is why almost all of my clients always see me like somebody who is trying to help them. Because I give them that perspective that, first, you are getting the best deals for me. Yeah, you can't get it anywhere else. Secondly, I'm going all out for you, negotiating for you, giving you. For example, I was telling them we have a company that's still doing discounts, right? That is still doing Christmas discount, very nice discount. But I mean, we can't just put it on the flyer that it is going for this kind of discount, or you can't just let the client know that it's discount. You have to put that as part of your negotiation skills. So you can tell these guys stuff like, the price is currently going for 10% anywhere, but what we have done specially is to give you or work out a special discount for you if you're going to pay within this so time, or if you're paying within so. You just have to always find a way to make them know that you are giving them the best product per time. Let me skip to the next. The B of the A to Z of closing is that confidence is a major tool in closing. Confidence is a major tool in closing. You can't want to close. And then let me say something very quickly. If you can, always request for a client to reach out to you over the phone. Who knows the importance of that? Who can tell me the importance of that? I encourage phone conversations and not WhatsApp chats. I personally encourage phone conversations and not WhatsApp chat. Who knows why?
Language is felt obviously on the phone calls.
If your clients really want to, buy from you,
be able to communicate better and more clearly over a phone call. Better, like you can be able to communicate. There are so many things you might not even be able to capture on a chat, but as you communicate with the person, those inspirations will come and you keep dropping it and hitting it hard.
The energy, you see, energy can be felt. You need to, the one I'm talking to you right now, there's no way chat can make you feel this conversation the way you are feeling it right now if I use WhatsApp chat. That is why I don't understand people who say they are doing conference or they are doing speaking engagement on WhatsApp chat. I don't know. Right? So if you can, ask for a client to come, and then there's a condition attached to that. If you don't know the estate very well and you have not grown, please stay on your WhatsApp chat, because this guy is going to ask you a question over the phone and you don't have an opportunity to chat, ask your colleague in the office to explain to you. If it's WhatsApp chat, you can just quickly ask your neighbor or call somebody and get a response, and the guy will not know. But the moment you are on the phone with a client, it is a great asset. It is an opportunity for you to close, but it's also comes with the consequence of you losing this client almost immediately if you are not careful and if you don't know what you are doing. So you see, it is on two sides. Which one would you go for? The stakes are high. The likelihood of you losing the client over the call is very high, but the likelihood of you closing over the call is also very high. Which one are you going for?
Call 100 times. Call, I beg. Call again and again.
That
Call.
is just it. So what you have to do as part of your closing skill development is that it's part of it. But let me just say it now, since I've sort of touched something about that, is that you must know. I like to start how I say it. You must know every product you put out in the market like you know your name. Victor, what is your name?
I am Mr. Victor, billionaire realtor.
Shebi, they put Mr. for your name the day when they born you. Is your name Mr.?
I am Victor Chibuna, sir.
All right. Did you think about that?
No, sir.
Did you
No,
have
I
to
didn't
think
think to
about
know
it?
my name.
You don't have to think. Whether they wake you up
Yes,
from
sir.
sleep or at any point, you don't have to think about your name. You know it. That is what it is. So before you put out any products or while you are putting out any product, always make sure that you know that product just like you know your name. Of course, let me say that, to be frank with you, I've had moments when I don't have all, because some of these clients are so good. Some of these clients are so up there, permit me to say, they are so detailed.
Knowledgeable.
It's so knowledgeable. Is it knowledgeable? But they are so inquisitive. Yes, that's the right word. They are so inquisitive to the point that you don't even anticipate them asking some questions. So that's why I will say, at that point, you need also to add smartness to what you are doing. A typical example. I had a client who, while I was having that, because that's why I said phone conversations are risky. I was on the phone conversation with her, and then she tells me that okay, so there's this company that we're selling for. She had bought from them, and then that very day, I didn't know that a product had come out that day that I did not know of, right? And so while we're having a conversation for one, she now tells me that there are two more that just came out and she's interested in them. And she wants to pay for all of them together. They are houses. So while we were on that phone conversation, I was not going to tell this lady. It will not make any sense for me to tell this lady that I don't know about those products. Will it have made sense for me to tell her that?
No.
No, it will never make sense. So what I did was two things. So while we were on that phone, I had to stay a bit on the first one that we're talking about. I brought up extra information, and you will never know. She will never know. With that, I went further a bit on that particular one. And then I told her. So when I finished on that one, I had not gotten all the information I needed for the two extra estates that she wanted to buy houses in. And then I added and said that, yes, I'm aware that those products were actually coming out, but meeting was being held for that particular product, and certain things were not very sure yet if they were going to put it out in the market or not. And I just sweet mouth certain things just as a way of me making her know that I am inside, I am part of this deal. And the good news is that the product is out right now, and that she's going to be buying it at the very best time. And so I just romance my way, talk. And just before you knew it, I got every information I needed about the product. We had a conversation about the product, and that very moment, We closed on 3 units of houses and she made payments in the evening of that day. So you have to bring in some level of smartness into what you are doing. And I don't know how to teach smartness. I think the smartness can be caught. I don't know. I think that's the best way I can say it. Because by the time you observe somebody do something over and over, you just feel like, okay, that's the way to do it. And somebody who never knew about how to do that may not be considered as smart in that regard. But you who now know how to do it, based on observation or based on learning or based on association or based on knowledge, now can be considered as smart. Some of you may want to say, hello, can you hear me? Hello, ma, can you hear me? Hello, ma, can you hear me?
Yes,
If you don't
yes,
do
we
it
can.
right, she will know. They will know. If you don't do it right, they will know. So whatever you can do, you have to try as much as you can to make these people always feel like you are the best person to have to do business with. You always give them the best deals in the market. Always. And I think that's where we're going to end this for today. Like I said, we have A to Z of closing. And we just dealt with the issue of A and B. So we have about 20, the alphabet is 26, right? So we have about 24 other things to deal with. All right. So we're going to end that for today. Remember, this class is every Wednesday and it's always by 3 p.m. All right. I have some announcement here that I'll attend to a couple of 2 questions. But just before those questions, get ready. I'll attend to only 2 questions. Okay, so announcement that I have here. Number 1, registration for Fortreal Academy has started. Okay, so for the 7-figure masterclass, right? So if you're interested in registering for the 7-figure masterclass, you can reach out to Ophiang on the group. And number 2, if you're looking for genuine properties to sell, we have a lot of them in Abuja. You can reach out to Victor. Victor is also on the group. And then we are planning mass inspection for all of our Abuja realtors. We are planning mass inspection for all of our Abuja realtors. And all of you should be around and look out for that. There's also a WhatsApp group where you get all of the products that we have. You can also reach out to Victor and get further details about those products. All right, 2 questions. We have 3 minutes more. If you have a deal right now that you're trying to close, or you just have general questions, I'll attend to them very quickly.
Good afternoon, sir.
I have
Good
a
afternoon to
question.
you. All right, go on.
Good afternoon, and thank you for the section so far. I really did appreciate. So,
Yes.
my question is about the products you guys have for sale. So I would like to know if we're marketing for Fortreal, real estate. What's our percentage? What's the commission structure like? Are there incentives and all that? I did like to know.
Yes, definitely commissions are available. But the thing is, every product has its own commission structure. So you have to you get details for that from Victor. Forgive me. So just reach out to Victor. Every product has its own commission. All of the products don't have the same commission. Some are houses, some are lands, some are high ticket lands, some are land banking lands. So every of them have their different commission structure. So Victor will give further details in that regard. All right. So I don't begin to list all of the products and their commissions. Is that okay? Yeah, good afternoon.
Thank you for the lecture. My question is about you meet clients or client reach out to you, then asking you about a particular product. Then when you ask them their budget, they'll tell you it's an open budget. In this situation, what do you do? Because I had a client last week. He saw a property I posted. I thought I had one though. So when I asked, we were talking, then I asked him for his budget. He said it was an open budget. I said, okay. So I started scouting for the property. So when I found some, I got some properties from some friends who I post some of their properties to. So I sent them to him. He said, well, that these ones are they are on the high side, because what he was looking at is something he can use for Airbnb. So he said they were on the high side. So I I wanted to ask him again, so yeah, just tell me your budget. Then he said, wait, that I should wait. That since these ones are high, maybe I feel maybe he doesn't stay in Abuja, because anybody in Abuja should know what the price of properties are. So he now said, since he cannot get the one, his budget is not up to what I have. What about for rent that he can use for Airbnb? So when I reached out to these colleagues, they said, whenever a client says open budget, I should ignore the person. Please, sir. Then
Wow.
if someone said open budget, I should I've forgotten how he said it, but he said I should give him prices very high that he will end up telling me. But when I sent those ones to him, the man still did not tell me his budget. So I completely ignored him, thinking he will not reach out to me again. Yesterday when I was sleeping, his call came in. He said, "Madam, I've been waiting for you to give me reply on what I asked you for." I wanted to tell him, "Sir, I beg, we are done." And I said, "Okay, so I'm still looking for it." Then why I was not looking for it, I was looking for it. I didn't want to tell him that since he cannot tell me his budget, that I cannot look for property for him. So, sir, in this case, what do I do?
Should I answer this question today or tomorrow or next week?
Today.
Let me know all the man, or I should look for what he wants.
Now.
So part of our new.
Okay, so anything I can do, at least.
Sorry?
Anything I can just, I should just ignore the man completely.
How can you ignore him? Hey.
It's two ways. You cannot ignore him. If I answer this question right now, I need at least 10 minutes to answer your question, because I need to lay foundation for this so that everybody will understand it. If I'm going to give you a straight answer, then I'll do that in 1 minute. Which one? 10 minutes or 1 minute?
10.
10 minutes.
10.
10 minutes.
Because it's not straight.
So let me answer next week, Wednesday. Is that okay?
Yes, that's fine. That's fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
A voice note about it if you don't want to answer now. It is actually very important.
Everybody wants to hear your response. Even I too want to hear your response to that, because I have that issue right now as I'm speaking with you.
You can drop a voice note about it actually, if you can't do it right now.
Okay. We've actually spent 3 minutes trying to see if we can answer or not.
Okay, so let me summarize the answer. One thing you must always not joke with as a realtor. I'll just summarize everything and run through it. One thing you must always not joke with as a realtor is your perception. How a client perceives you. Number one. Because when a client perceives you as easy and the consultant, there is a way they will approach you. I'll leave that. I will not be able to explain further. Now, the other part of it is that when this guy reaches out to you telling you he's working with an open budget, somebody like Raymond, I have never had a client do that to me, but here's what I think I had somebody like that, and the lady, I remember, here's my natural kind of response. So while I do understand what you mean by an open budget, I sincerely would wish that you give me what I'm going to work with. It is possible I don't have what you are looking for, and my time may not permit me to begin to go to different locations. And because of how we operate, I would not want to spend a lot of time looking for something that would not fit what we are looking for. So I would appreciate, while respecting your time as well as my time, that you tell me what we are working with. Even though you can't give me a specific, give me a range. Are you looking at the max of 10 million or maximum of 20 million or maximum of 15 million. That is all I need from you. There's no harm in you telling me that. Guys, if this person cannot give you that figure or that range of what you are looking at, I personally don't have that time to go for that on that kind of transaction. That is the summary of the conversation. When you properly use your words to explain to this person, that is why your words must be very carefully chosen. When you properly talk to this person and tell this person that, sir, while I do understand and appreciate what you mean by open budget, but I need to work with something because it's possible I don't have it. And if I don't have it, I would be glad to tell you I don't have it, and maybe you find an alternative, or I make a recommendation where I can. That tells the man that you're not desperate about closing him, you're not desperate about his money. It also projects a perception to this man that you know what you are doing and you don't want to waste your time as well as his time. It's a matter of perception. The moment he perceives you right, he will tell you what to work with. And that is why I had used a phrase. You have to always put on your consultancy status. I said it in between, somewhere in this conversation, that most of my clients, it's natural for them to feel like I'm helping them. It is natural to feel like, because that is what I always project. When that is projected and that is perceived, don't forget this phrase, projection equals perception. Now, somebody say that after me. Projection equals perception.
Projection equals perception.
Projection equals perception.
So when you project the consultant, they will perceive the consultant. So one of the reasons people have issues with that question of what is your budget is because they feel like if maybe you have a property of 10 million and they now tell you that 10 million is 5 million is their, or 5 million is their budget, right? And you're going to give them that property of, how am I saying it now? So for example, they just perceive that you want to give them a lower, so for example, they want a property of 5 million and you have the one of 3 million. The moment you tell them the moment they tell you that their budget is 5 million, you go and give them the property of 3 million as 5 million. That's the mindset that they have. But the moment, if they perceive you as that kind of person, or if they don't perceive you as that kind of person, they will tell you what they are working with. Two, if they perceive you as the consultant to talk to, they will still tell you because they know that you need something to work with. Come on, guys. There's nothing hard about that. There's nothing hard about that. If the client is not ready, he's not ready. If he's ready, he definitely is working with something. And when you have the product, then share with the guy. But when you don't have the product, I don't have the time to be looking for products because on the basis of open budget, I don't have that time. So that's why the answer is yes and no. I don't know if your question is answered.
Yes, sir.
Is it answered? You are sure it's answered?
Yes, sir, it is.
So how are you going to handle the transaction now?
I'll speak up.
Sorry? Say that again.
I'll reach out to him to make him understand why I
reach out to him, talk to him as the consultant. The person who is about to help him with his property investment. It is the idea of that help that you are helping them as the helper, the real estate helper. I just gave somebody a brand name, the real estate helper. Come on, guys, who is giving offering right now? Who is collecting that name?
I am collecting it, oh, Kafora. Estaldo is collecting. Nobody should carry my name, oh.
Stop alone.
Kafora is your real estate helper. Thank you, sir.
It is because of that idea of them seeing you as the helper, or them seeing me as the helper. That is why there's there's almost no there's almost no month that a client doesn't deem it necessary to thank me. You know that I collected commission, but you will still want to send me money. Oh, Raymond, thank you. Thank you. Why do you think? They know that. So you must always project yourself as the consultant. We'll keep doing this. We'll keep having these conversations. My time is up for today. But if you ask me, right, Chidima, should I say something in public or I should say it in private?
Say it here, sir.
Say it here so that we can learn.
I don't know how this will come to you, Chidima. I don't know how this will come to you, but you see this apartment hunter that you are using as a name.
No. This okay, sir.
Let's finish.
Should I say it publicly or privately?
Say it, it will help all of us. We will all learn.
Who is a hunter? What if he reached out to you on the basis of the fact that you're the person that we want apartments for him? So that's why he's now sending you on an errand. It's an open budget to go and hunt properties for him. Who sees it from that perspective?
I see it. You want to devour. You want to devour properties for him.
No. Like, I want to use it as a page where I post rented properties, like properties for rent. But I decided to change it to just a particular thing. I'm not even using it, but I don't know why Instagram is still storing it as that. Like my Instagram and WhatsApp doesn't that.
It's all right. No problem at all. The moment you have a proper justification for your brand name and brand identity, it's good to go. Nobody's opinion matters, right? The moment you have the proper justification and understand the brand you are trying to project, the most important thing is knowing what you are trying to project and that what they are perceiving is what you are projecting. The moment that is okay, then everything is fine. All right. Thank you, gentlemen and ladies. See you next week. We'll talk about closing maybe for another 2 weeks. The rest are stuff that you can maybe access in the paid masterclass. But I'll give you as much as I can because we have a number of things to do with over the course of the next 3 months so that we can all be closing our deals back to back as soon as possible. For those of you in Abuja, I'm thinking of a closed meeting. And that closed meeting, the moment we are done with that closed meeting, we will not do mass inspection. For those of us in Abuja, does that make sense? A closed meeting on this issue, then we do practical sales calls right there.
Yes,
and
sir.
then after that short meeting, then we do mass inspection so that we go and close those properties we are going to inspect. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So we see next week, Wednesday. For those of us in Abuja, we see on the group. And if you have a friend that you should invite, kindly invite. And then I'll see you next week. Enjoy the rest of your day and bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You can drop a review for us if you have not done that. We appreciate a review. Sophian will drop a link in the group for those of us who are happy enough to give us a kind review. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
Thank you, sir.